Hello everyone, welcome to online classes of Seven Star Global School. This is your teacher Abhishek Sharma, and today I am going to teach the chapter number 2 of class 5, which is subject and predicate. In the previous chapter, the sentence I have told you, a sentence is a group of words that are arranged in a way to make complete sense, and each sentence is made of two parts. Which two parts? The first one is the subject and second one is the predicate. So first we will learn what is a subject and how we will recognize it in a sentence. So let's start. The subject of a sentence is the person, place, thing or idea that is doing or being something. That's mean in a sentence a subject can be a person, place, thing or idea who is being something or who is doing something. Number 2, the subject is sometimes called the naming part of a sentence. That's mean in a sentence the naming part is called subjects, but sometimes. Number 3, you can find the subject of a sentence if you can find the verb. That's mean if you are able to find the verb in a sentence, you will easily get the subject of the sentence, because subject in a sentence is the part who is being something or who is doing something. Number 4, in a sentence the subject is the noun or pronoun spoken about. That's mean in a very simple way we can say that in a sentence the subject is the noun or pronoun spoken about. That's mean वो noun या pronoun जिसके बारे में sentence में बात हो रही हो, that part, that name, that noun or pronoun is called the subject. Now look at these examples. The dog is barking. Who is barking? The dog. That's mean in the sentence about whom we are talking? The dog. Number 2, my friend is going to school. Who is going to school? About whom we are talking here? My friend. That's mean in this sentence what is the subject? My friend. Number 3, Mr. Gupta is my teacher. Who is my teacher? Mr. Gupta. That's mean Mr. Gupta is the subject of this sentence. Now we will learn what is the predicate and how we will recognize it in a sentence. Number 1, the part of a sentence which has the verb and which tells us what the subject is or does. That's mean we have to find out in a sentence the part which has the verb and that part which is telling us what the subject is or what the subject is doing. Okay. Number 2, the predicate helps to create a complete thought. That's mean in a sentence predicate is the part which helps a sentence to create its complete thought. That's mean it works to complete a sentence fully. Got it? Number 3, along with the verb, the predicate may contain the object. That's mean along with the verb, sometimes the predicate may contain the object. Number 4, in a sentence, the predicate is what is said about the noun or pronoun. That's mean in a very simple way we can say that in a sentence the predicate is the part which tells us what is said about a noun or a pronoun. That's mean what the subject is doing or what the subject is. Now look at these examples. We have taken the same examples what we have taken when I was teaching you the subject. The very first example is the dog is barking. What the dog is doing is barking. That means this part, the verb part, is the predicate. Number 2, my friend is going to school. What my friend is doing? My friend is going to school. These part which contain the verb and object where he is going to school, containing object. So that's mean is going to school is the predicate. Number 3, Mr. Gupta is my teacher. Who is Mr. Gupta? What is Mr. Gupta? Mr. Gupta is a teacher. Is my teacher. Is my teacher is the predicate. Got it? Some points we should always remember. Number 1, in some sentences the subject does not come before the verb. That's mean in some sentences subject comes after the verb, not before the verb, like in interrogative sentences. For examples, what is your name? And where is your book? Now see, subjects, your name and your book, these are coming after the verb, not before the verb. In interrogative sentence, when an interrogative sentence contains two verbs, the subject is placed between the two verbs. How? Look at these examples. Have you seen the Taj Mahal? And was the baby sleeping? Now see, two verbs, have, seen. Subject is between them. Was sleeping. The subject, baby, is between of them. That's mean when an interrogative sentence contains two verbs, the subject is placed between the two verbs. See? Between the two verbs. Got it? Point number 2. In imperative sentences, the subject is implied, means hidden. It is not given in the sentence. Okay? For example, please give me a pen. Or shut the door. So what is the subject in these sentences? You is the subject which is hidden, and we write it like this. Before the sentence we will write it in a bracket, you. When we are ordering some order to someone, or when we are requesting to someone, we always call them you. So for that, whenever we are saying someone, please give me a pen, so that's when we are asking that person. If we call anyone, we call them you. So for that, you is the hidden subject in these type of sentence. Yeah, that's mean in imperative sentences, you is the hidden subject which comes before the sentence. In a bracket, we have to write you and underline it if you have to find out the subject in this kind of sentences. Point number 3. In exclamatory sentences, the subject comes before the verb. That's mean in exclamatory sentences, the subject always comes first. That's mean before the verb, not very first in the sentence, but before the verb. Now see the example. What a beautiful picture this is. One more. How cute the baby is. Now see, picture is the subject in this sentence and the baby is the subject in this sentence. So what it is saying, and in exclamatory sentences, the subject comes before the verb, okay. Subject comes before the verb, not in the first, like it's starting with what a beautiful, how cute. So not comes first, very first in the sentence, but before the verb. Got it? Now we will practice through some exercises. Exercise 1. Circle the subject and underline the predicate in following sentences. Sentence number 1 is, the house behind the park was beautiful. Number 2. John and Millie are friends. Number 3. The stars are twinkling. Now I have told you how we will recognize the subject and the predicate. So let's start. In number 1, the house behind the park was beautiful. What is beautiful? The house behind the park. That means this part is the subject and rest of the part of sentence is the predicate. Got it? Number 2, John and Millie are friends. Who are friends? John and Millie. What are they? They are friends. Got it? Number 3, the stars are twinkling. What are twinkling? The stars. What are they doing? They are twinkling. Got it? Number 4, the girl in blue dress looks pretty. Who looks pretty? The girl in blue dress. What? How she looks? She looks pretty. And what an intelligent this boy is. Who is an intelligent? This boy is the subject and this part is predicate. Number 6, did you complete your homework? Did you complete your homework? An interrogative sentence with 2 verbs. So between the 2 verbs, subject. The subject is between the 2 verbs. You is the subject and rest of the part of the sentence is the predicate. Number 7, my favorite actor is Ranbir. Who is your favorite actor? Ranbir. What is Ranbir? My favorite actor. That's mean my favorite actor is subject and is Ranbir is the predicate. Please switch on the fan. Which kind of sentence is this? Imperative sentence. And what we have to do in imperative sentence? What is the subject in imperative sentence? It is hidden. It's you, which we have to write before the sentence in a bracket. That means this is the subject, and the whole sentence, the rest of the sentence is the predicate. Number 9, where are the children playing? This is an interrogative sentence. In interrogative sentence, the subject always comes after the verb. That means are is the verb, the children is the subject, and the rest of the part of the sentence is the predicate. Be quiet. It is also an imperative sentence. That means the subject is given, which we have to write ourselves, is you, and be quiet is the predicate. So now you are able to do the exercises of your book, which is given on page number 15, exercise 2A and exercise 2B here. These two exercises you can do it yourself. These exercises are based on these exercise what we have done right now. Thank you. Have a good day, and I hope this video will help you to learn. Thank you.